Why, hello there, everybody. Well, you caught me at a little bit of bad time. I was just about to put in some music, have a little bit of a wind down. So, just let me show you what I've been working on. Then, wait a minute. Oh, I put in the wrong disc. I don't like that one. I like this one better. Let's get rid of that. Now, as you can see, I've just both opened and closed a door with one button. Now, we're gonna get to just how that works, but before we do, we need to do a little bit of working up to it. So, first of all, let's start with this fantastic little machine here. When you turn it on, when you hit that button, it'll never turn off. You can't turn it off. There's no way of turning it off, except to destroy some redstone and replace it. Well, I can't think of many good uses for that. Can you? I don't know, I'm clueless. But here's one that you can turn off again. So you hit this button, turns on, output's over here. Then you hit this, it turns back off again. Now, what this does is it has one of these things that's over here, but the repeater goes into a block, which, when the current is forced into the block will then force current out all of these sides, and oh, look what's on one of these sides, the redstone again, so it'll go in the same loop that this went in, and go around here. And then when you hit this button, it'll pull away that block, that effect will be lost, and it'll turn off again. Hope you followed that. But it'll get much simpler now. This does the same thing. It has an on button and an off button, except there are two different outputs. When you hit this button, this one turns on, the other one turns off. When you hit this button, this one turns on, other one turns off. So, I love this part. So, the reason this works is it turns off, this button will turn off this torch, it'll turn off this, that gets inverted, it turns on this, and it'll keep this torch off. Same thing happens on this side. This is just a smallified version of the same thing. Now over here, we have something a bit more useful, and I like it a lot better. These are toggle switches. This is an old toggle switch, which I still use occasionally just for nostalgic purposes, and as you can see, it's huge. Clearly this was invented before pistons were around. Yes? Well, this is a piston-based one. You hit this button, and it'll switch. And then the way that you convert this into power is you have a torch beneath this block. The torch will force power into the block, which will, of course, force power out its sides and into one of these, depending on which side it's on. Now, this kind of toggle switch is pretty great because it can take an input from anywhere, any side you want it to, as long as that that input doesn't affect any of the other stuff, which it really doesn't. Pretty nifty. As you can see, this is just an example of how that's affected. Also, you can just have a torch on one side so that it's just definitely on or off. Now, let's see some applications of this. When I hit this button, of course, as you've seen, the door opens. How fancy schmancy is that? And then when I hit this button in here, it'll close again. And I can also open it with that button, so that no monsters can sneak up on me while I sort through my important things, my gunpowder, my milk, my diamonds, my stick, my maiming stick, my cake, and my fishing rod. And as you can see, we just have another one of these toggle switches back here. The inside buttons on the other side of that, outside buttons on the other side of that, both connect here. Bob's your uncle, Jenny's your aunt. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Door opens, door closes, yada yada. Now that I've explained all this to you, I would like to talk a little bit about this series as a whole. I'm kind of not very good with thinking of things to show people. So, what I want you to do is I want you to leave a comment saying what your idea is, what you want to learn about, what you want me to make my next Redstone video on. Because Redstone 101 is not going to go very far since I've really... If you don't, since I've really kind of exhausted all my main ideas. And also, while you're at it, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss my next Redstone 101 video. But, until next time, bye.